Welcome to Red Tech channel, a new way to learn.
So today I am going to discuss about the previous year question which came in MP Group 5 Radiographer. So let's begin. Question number 1. What is the atomic number and melting point of gold? So what basically the atomic number and melting point? Option 1 74 or 3370 degrees Celsius. Option second 78 or 1770 degrees Celsius. Option 3 76 or 1020 degrees Celsius. Option 4 79 or 1064 degrees Celsius. So the right answer is option number 4, means 79 its atomic number and the melting point is 1064. The gold melts at 1064 degree Celsius. Now question number second. What is the atomic number and melting point of platinum? So in which atomic number we have to tell about the atomic number and melting point of platinum. Option 1 is 64 and 1550 degrees Celsius. Option second 78 or 1768 degrees Celsius. Option 3 is 74 and 1063 degrees Celsius. Option 4 84 and 3370 degrees Celsius. So the right answer is option number second, 78 its atomic number and 1768 its melting point. Now question number 3. Name the attractive force between the positively charged nucleus and the negatively charged electron which keeps the electrons in the atom. So you know that nucleus is positive charge and the electron is surrounding revolving. So which force attract each other and having uh, bind together in that bond. So option 1 is forbidden transition, option second general radiation, option third Bremsstrahlung radiation, option 4 binding force. So as you know that two charge bind in a particular area which is called basically the binding force that bind that positive or negative charged. So the answer is basically binding force. Question number 4. Which of the following statement is correct regarding electrostatics? So we have to tell about the correct or basically incorrect statement of electrostatics. Option 1, matter has energy, mass and energy equivalence. Matter also have electric charge. Second, electrostatic is the study of moving electric charges. Option 3, electrification can be created by contact, friction or induction. Option 4, electric charge distribution is uniform throughout on the surface. So in the 4 option we have to tell about the incorrect options. So the right answer basically option number second, electrostatic is the study of moving electric charge. This is basically incorrect statement regarding electrostatics. Now move to next question. Question number 5. The temperature during drying process must not exceed. So while drying in the dark room basically the temperature must not exceed that what limit? So option are 25 degrees Celsius, option second 30 degrees Celsius, option 3 35 degrees Celsius and option 4 40 degrees Celsius. So you must know not exceed than 35 degree Celsius, which is basically a normal temperature. Question number 6. Which sentence defines space charge effect in the X-ray tube? So basically we have to define about the space charge effect, what it really means in X-ray tube. Option 1, collection of negatively charged electron in cathode. Option second, tendency of the space charge to limit the emission of more electron from the filament. Option 3, number of electron moving towards target. And option 4, energy of the electron is converted into heat. So what basically the space charge effect is, we have to tell about this. So right answer is option number 2, tendency of the space charge to limit the emission of more electrons from the filament. So it basically attenuate the rest of the electrons. Question number 7, the number of protons in the nucleus is called. So basically what really means the protons in the nucleus? So option are ions, atomic number, mass number, or isotopes. So as we know that in the nucleus having number of protons is equal to the number of atomic number. So the right answer is basically option number 2, means atomic number, which is also equal to electrons. So number of protons is equal to atomic number and equal to number of electrons. Question number 8, which one of the following is particulate radiation? So we have to tell about the particulate radiation. Which of the following is correct answer? One is X-ray, ultrasound, neutron, or gamma rays. So in the given option, we have to tell about particulate radiation. So the right answer is basically neutron comes under particulate radiation. Other are basically ionizing radiation or non-ionizing. Question number 9, how many bones are present in hand? So option are 27, 32, 106 or 20. So as you know that in the hand consists of 27 bones, which includes all phalanges, carpals and interphalanges also. So right answer is option number 1, 27 bones are present in the hand. Question number 10, X-ray tube anode target is made up of material because. So X-ray tube anode target is made up of tungsten. Then why this material is used? We have to tell in this question. Option is it has high melting point, 3300 degrees Celsius. Option second, it has high atomic number. Option 3, it is good material for the absorption of heat. Option 4, it cannot be made into any shape. So tungsten is basically high melting point, we know that, but the right answer is basically option number 3, it is a good material for the absorption of heat, means it absorb heat in the extent way. So the material tungsten is used in the X-ray tube. It has high melting point, but the temperature given is not correct. Question number 11, the final film in the radiography is in the form of. So the final film or the output of the film we got what is in the form. Option are positive, negative, neutral or both 3 and 4. So what is the basically output of the radiography film we got generally? So right answer is basically option number 2, the negative form is created by the radiograph. So we got the negative film. Option 12, which option best explain transformer law? So we have to tell about the transformer law. Option are option 1, product of current and kVp and time. Option second, the voltage in the two circuit is proportional to the number of turns in the coils. Option 3, for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. And option 4, intensity is inversely proportional to the square of the distance from the source. So as we go through the options, the number 1 option is current, basically I is equal to V into I, and the third option is Newton's third law, and the fourth option is resemble inverse square law. So as we go to the second option, the voltage is 2 in the two circuit is proportional to the number of turns in the two coils. So it resembles the basically transformer law. So answer is second option is correct. the number of turns represent the, or basically proportional the voltage in the two current. That's basically the correct option of regarding transformer law. I hope you clear out this one very clearly. Question number 13. Regarding rectifier, which of the following statement is said to be correct? So we have to tell about the correct statement regarding rectifier. Option R, voltage increase is proportional to the turn ratio. Option second, it work in the direct current. Option third, it is an electric device that allow current flow in only one direction. Option 4 is it convert direct current to attenuate alternative current basically. So right answer is option number 3. It is an electronic device that allow current flow in only one direction. Question number 14. Imaginary vertical planes passing through the body parallel to the median plane is called. So as we know that we have imaginary line in the middle of the body, that is basically medial plane or basically mid sagittal plane. So if we cut the body in parts which is parallel to the mid sagittal plane, what should be that? So options are medial plane, sagittal plane, coronal plane or horizontal plane. So the parallel to the medial plane or basically mid sagittal plane, the right answer is basically the option number second, means sagittal plane. Sagittal plane basically the imaginary line which is parallel to the medial plane or mid sagittal plane. Question number 15. pH of blood is, basically what is the pH of blood we have to tell about. Option R, option 1 7.0, option second is 7.4, option third is 6.0 and option 4 is 6.4. As I this question done in the shorts, so you can answer well about this question. Option number second is the correct answer. pH of blood is 7.4. 16. The intensity of the X-ray beam that leaves the X-ray tube not uniform throughout all portion of the beam is known as. So in this question we have to tell about the intensity of beam that is not uniform throughout the portion, that basically what it known as. So options are option number 1 saturation voltage, option number 2 Hill effect, option number 3 space charge, option number 4 tube rating. So as you know that the Hill effect, in the Hill effect the beam basically it is not uniform in the particular portion. So the cathode side the intensity of the X-ray beam is high than the anode. Watch the first year model test paper for detailed video. So right answer is option number 2, means Hill effect. Question number 17. The desirable characteristic of film base is. So what should be the desired film base of what should be the characteristic of the film base is. Option R, option 1 transparent and transmit light uniformly, option second non-uniform in thickness, option 3 is flammable, option 4 is unstable. Now look to one by one the options. The fourth option is unstable, so the film should be stable, so the option 4 is incorrect. Now go to 3 option flammable, so our film should not be flammable, because of if the film is flammable, so it create problems in handling and processing basically. And option second is non-uniform in thickness, so we need the film in a uniform thickness way. So the right answer is basically option number 1 transparent and transmit light uniformly. So our film base is as transparent and which can easily transform the light uniformly. Uniform means in a proper or basically equilibrium way, or you can say in a equal manner. It allow to transmit the light. So the right answer is basically option number 1. Question number 18. Silver halide crystal are present in the. So in the given option where the silver halide crystal are present, we will discuss in this chapter in the structure of film basically. So now we go to the options. Option 1 is base, option 2 is supercoat, option 3 is substratum layer, and option 4 is emulsion layer. So the right answer is basically silver halide crystal are present in the emulsion layer. So the right answer is option number 4. Question number 19. Energy that passes from one location to another and can have manifestation refers to. So what type of energy that passes from one location to another and can have any basically shape basically. So what that energy? Options are radiation, option second is ionization, option 3 is radon, option 4 is non-ionizing. So the right answer is basically radiation. Radiation is that energy that goes one place to another and can have manifestations or many shape, you can say. Question number 20. What is a vascular connective tissue present in the cavity of the bone which differs in compensation in different bone at different ages? So you have to tell about the one who have vascular connective tissue. Vascular means having connected with vessels, connecting vessels. So vascular connective tissue present in the cavity. Cavity means a vacant space in the bone. Cavity of the bone means vacant space. So it is different in different ages. So options are cartilage, second number is bone marrow, option 3 is blood, option 4 is fiber. So we have to tell about the cavity in the bone. So as you know that cartilage is not present in the cavity of a bone, blood is not in the cavity of the bone, and fiber also. So the right answer is bone marrow. Option number second is the right answer. Bone marrow is present in the middle of the bone of different bone, and it shows different compensation basically in different ages. So I hope you go through the options, you can easily answer this question. Question number 21. Which of the following statement is correct regarding characteristics of a magnetic material? So which statement is basically correct regarding magnetic material? Options are: option 1 is diamagnetic material is unaffected by magnetic field, option second is non-magnetic material is weakly repelled from both poles of a magnetic field, option 3 is paramagnetic material is weakly attracted to both poles of a magnetic field, option 4 is ferromagnetic material cannot be magnetized. So this question basically comes from the MRI section. So you can go through the playlist and watch the MRI video also, and in the English you can go through the RedTech official English playlist. In that you can go through the English video also. So the right answer is basically option number 3. Paramagnetic material is weakly attracted to both poles of a magnetic field. Question number 22. Imaginary planes passing through the body at a right angle to both the median and coronal plane is. So you have to tell about that imaginary lines which is right angle. Right angle means perpendicular to the median or coronal plane. Median means mid sagittal or basically middle plane, and coronal plane as you know that. So what line basically? Options are number 1 is median plane, option second is sagittal plane, option third is coronal plane, option 4 is horizontal plane. As you go through the options, the number 1 option is median plane. In the question given, the that line is perpendicular to medial plane. So easily nullified the options medial plane or sagittal plane, because sagittal plane is also parallel to the medial plane. And third one is option coronal plane. As you can see in the question given, that imaginary line perpendicular, or you can say right angle to coronal plane. So third option is also neglect. You can easily neglect these options. So vacant option is option number 4. So the right answer is basically option number 4, which is horizontal plane, horizontal or basically axial plane. You can watch the video of the anatomy. In that I have discussed about the planes in very simple manner, and you can easily get the all points what I am saying in this question. Question number 23. In X-ray tube, protective housing reduce the level of leakage radiation to less than how much when operated at maximum condition. So when you operate the X-ray machine in a maximum condition, what should be the protective housing, or you can say protecting housing is it at what manner reduce the leakage radiation. So options are option number 1, 10 milliroentgen per hour at 1 meter. Option 3 is 0.01 milliroentgen per hour at 2 meter. Option 3 is 100 milliroentgen per hour at 1 meter. And option 4 is 1000 milliroentgen per hour at 1 meter. So the right answer is basically option number 3, means 100 milliroentgen per hour at 1 meter. So this topic I will discuss in detail in the coming videos of the theory in details. Question number 24. The fluorescent crystal in the phosphor layer of intensifying screen are suspended in a transparent binder named as. So what is the basically fluorescent crystal in the phosphor layer of intensifying screen which is suspended. Suspended means in between us, in between them basically what that binder is. So option are polyethylene, option 2 is polyurethane, option 3 is polyester, and option 4 is polycarbonate. So the right answer is basically option number 2, polyurethane. Polyurethane basically the right answer. Question number 25. Find the proper number of electron arrangement in atom of barium. So we have to arrange the electrons in a fixed manner, or you can see proper manner, which is given basically K shell, L shell, M shell or N shell. So options are option number 1, 2, 8, 18, 32. Option second, 3, 6, 12 or 24. Option 3 is 4, 8, 16 or 32. And option 4 is 2, 8, 18, 18. So as you know that in the K shell of the electron arrangement, if we go through the proper number of electron arrangement, the K shell can have maximum 2 electron in a one shell. So the second and the third option is you can easily nullified. And the L shall have maximum 8 electron and M shall have 18. So we have to choose the options from 1 and 4. So the right answer is basically option number 4, means 2, 8, 18, 18. Basically 18 also comes in N shell electron. So this is basically the proper number of electron arrangement of the barium. Question number 6. The CT number of water. So we have to tell about the CT number. As you know that options are option number 1 minus 1000, option number 2 1000, option number 3 0, option number 4 100. So you can easily check out the MCQ section. In that I have discussed about all the CT number or you can say CT MCQs very clearly. So go through that also. So the right answer is basically option number 3, which is 0. So the CT number is basically 0. Question number 27. What are essential for normal bones growth and remodeling which are obtained from the diet? So we have to tell about the vitamins which is responsible for the growth and remodeling of the bone. So option are option 1 vitamin A and C, option 2 is vitamin B and D, Option 3 is vitamin A and B. Option 4 is basically option vitamin C and vitamin D. So the right answer is basically, as you know that in the vitamin, the right answer is option number 1. Vitamin A and C is the responsible for the growth and remodeling of the bone. Question number 28. Choose the correct statement. So in the given option we have to tell about the correct statement. So options are semiconductor are classed into M type and N type, or basically classed into M type and N type. Option number 2, voltage rectification is required to ensure that electron flow from one cathode to anode only. Option 3 is more voltage ripple result in greater radiation quantity and quality. Option 4 is single phase power has 90% voltage ripple. So the right answer is basically option number 2, means voltage rectification is required to ensure that electrons flow from cathode to anode only. Question number 29. The function of a focusing cup is to. So what basically the functioning of focusing cup which is in the X-ray tube machine? Options are, option 1 is focus the electron to focal spot. Option 2 is increase the energy of electron. Option 3 is to produce electron from filament, and option 4 is to reduce heat production. So as we go through the options one by one, so the number 4 option is to reduce heat production. So no such material are available which is work as a to reduce heat production. And option number 3, to produce electron from filament, this is also not the function of focusing cup, and not also the function that increase the energy of electron. So vacant option is option number 1. So the right answer is, as you know that, as you get from the name, that focusing cup, that work is to focus the electron to focal spot, or you can say converge in a fixed material or in a fixed area. So option 1 is correct answer, focus the electron to focal spot. Question number 30. The thickness of a conventional medical X-ray cut film base is. So what should be the thickness? So as we go through the options, option number 1 0.80 mm, option number 2 0.19 mm, option number 3 0.18 mm, option number 4 0.09 mm. So the right answer is basically option number 3, means 0.18 mm basically cut film base thickness. Number 31. Which of the following statement is incorrect regarding rotating anode X-ray tube? So you have to tell about the incorrect statement regarding the anode X-ray tube. So option number 1 is the ability of the X-ray tube to achieve high X-ray output. Option number 2, its capability of withstanding the heat generated by the large exposure. And option 3 is the purpose of rotating anode is to spread the heat produced during an exposure over a large area of the anode. Option 4 is rotating anode decrease the total target area. The option number 1, in this the ability of the X-ray tube to achieve high X-ray output. So by using the rotating anode resulting the lifetime of the basically lifespan of the X-ray tube is increases. So it is correct regarding rotating anode that it achieve high output. So as we go to the second option, its capability of withstanding heat generated by large area. So while using the rotating anode, its heat generating capacity also increases, and which increases the large exposure. So that option is also correct. Now go to the third option, the purpose of rotating anode to spread heat. So when we use the rotating anode, it continuously spread the heat produced during an exposure over a large area of the anode. So it also correct regarding a rotating anode. So rest option is option number 4, rotating anode decrease the total target area. So the right answer is basically this option,
rotating anode basically generally no connection between the rotating anode the target area. So incorrect statement regarding rotating anode is option number 4. Question number 32. The transfer of heat through a material or by touching is known as. So what medium or what basically the term referred that when you transfer the heat through a material by touching or by anything, what it term called? So option number 1 conduction, option number 2 convection, option number 3 radiation, option number 4 potential energy. So as you know that you have studied earlier also, so the right answer is basically option number first N means conduction. Right answer option number 1, it means conduction. Question number 33. Stable gold has a nucleus with number of protons and number of neutrons. So how much basically gold has its protons and neutrons in his nucleus? Option number 1 is 79 or 118. Option second is 89 and 118. Option 3 is 79 and 128. Option number 4 89 and 128. So as you know that, and as you have seen the previous question also, that the gold has the atomic number is 79. So the number of protons is equal to the number of atomic number. So the number of protons is 79 and the neutron is 118. So the right answer is basically option number 1 means 79 its atomic number or proton number and 118 its neutron. Question number 34. Lateral 90-degree flexion projection of elbow joint is mainly done for. So why we do the 90-degree flexion projection of elbow joint, for which body part, or you can say for which we have to do this projection? So option number 1 is patient comfort. Option second is the olecranon process can be seen in profile. Option third is radiation can be seen in profile. Option 4 is ulna can be seen properly. So when we do the elbow joint AP projection, we can easily see the radius, ulna and humerus very properly, but unfortunately we can't see the olecranon process. So for the olecranon process we do the 90-degree flexion projection of elbow joint. So option number second is correct answer. Olecranon process can be seen in profile. So olecranon process, for olecranon process we do the lateral 90-degree flexion projection of elbow joint. Question number 35. Find the appropriate definition of radiation unit Röntgen. So what would be the preferred, or you can say perfect definition of radiation unit which is Röntgen? Option number 1 is electric charge per unit mass of air. Option second is quantity of radiation received by radiation worker and population. Option third is radiation emitted by material, and option 4 is radiation dose in air and tissue. So the right answer is basically option number 1, which is electric charge per unit mass of air. So in what electric charge having per unit mass of air, that is basically called Röntgen. You can see the all unit radiation unit in a single video I discuss in the first year model test paper. You can see and watch the video. Please go to that playlist. You can check out the whole papers I have discussed in detail also. Question number 36. The floor of the darkroom should be. So what would be the darkroom floor should be? What criteria should be fulfilled in the darkroom? So options are: option 1 is durable, option second is not slippery, option third is easily cleaned, and option 4 is all of the above. As I have uploaded the darkroom video, you can watch in. If you want to go in detail about the darkroom, you can watch the detail. So now you have to choose the darkroom. When you go to the darkroom, you must feel that the darkroom should be clean. So option third is fulfilled. So darkroom should not be slippery. So option second also correct. And you can also wanted that the darkroom should be durable. It cannot be not so hazy type, and nothing like, or you can say comfort, basically, which give you comfort. So uh, all the third options are fulfilled in the darkroom. So the right answer is basically option number 4. The darkroom should be durable, not slippery or easily cleaned. So option number 4 is right answer, all of the above. Question number 37. Initial radioactive atom that undergo disintegration is called, which the end of product is called. So when a radioactive atom disintegrate means break down, and the product which will created, or you can say produced. So initially what would say that, and the end product what would say that. So options are: option 1 is radioactivity and radioisotopes, option second radioisotopes and radioactivity, option third is parent and daughter, option 4 is daughter and parent. So this question comes from the nuclear medicine. So you must note down that from this question that you have the basic knowledge. You must have the basic knowledge about the nuclear medicine if you go to the exam. So right answer basically option number 3 means parent and daughter. So the initial radioactive atom which undergo disintegration, which is parent, and the end product which came out from the that radioactive atom after disintegration, which is daughter. So it is basic understanding that one product is parent, then comes from that product after disintegration is daughter. So option number third is right answer. Question number 38. In automatic film processor, the total processing time is only. So what would be the total processing time for the automatic film processor? Options are 20 second, option second are 45 second, option third is 60 second, option 4 are 90 second. So this question comes from the automatic film processor, or you basically the right answer is option number 4 means 90 second. The total processing time for the automatic film processor is 90 second. Option number 39. AP axial lordotic projection of the chest is done for demonstrate. So why we do the AP axial lordotic projection? For what demonstrate in that projection? So option are base of the lungs, option second is apex of the lungs, option 3 is hilum of the lungs, and option 4 is ribs. So in AP axial lordotic projection of the chest, we do this projection in AP projection, and the back of the patient is attached to the cassette or the detector, and the below basically the stomach area, or you can say the stomach area, or you can say below diaphragm level body is forward, and the upper portion of the body is attached to the film. That would be the projection position. So we would see the apex of the lungs. So the right answer is basically option number second is apex of the lungs. To demonstrate the apex of the lungs, we do the AP axial lordotic projection. Question number 40. Scotty dog projection of spine is called as. So what would be the Scotty called projection of the spine? Option 1 is PA oblique projection. Option second is AP oblique projection. Option third is right lateral projection, and option 4 is left lateral projection. So right answer basically option number second, which is AP oblique projection, is the Scotty dog projection of the spine. Question number 41. What material is the rotating anode stem made of? So what material is made up of rotating anode? So the options are copper, tungsten, molybdenum, and option 4 is silver. So the right answer is basically option number 3, which is molybdenum. Molybdenum is the anode stem of the rotating anode. If you want to go in details, you can watch the first year model test paper. In that playlist I have discussed the rotating anode in detail. You can check out the video also. Question number 42. When orbital electron in magnetic element is aligned predominantly in one direction, resulting in the formation of magnetic poles in the atom as a whole, these atomic magnets are called. So when we put the patient in a magnetic bore, the magnetic element basically in the atom of the body of the patient align along the magnetic poles, and the body becomes behave like a tiny magnet. So what basically the atomic magnet are called? What the term used for the atomic magnets? So option are magnetic domains, option second is non-magnetic element, option third is magnetic compass, option 4 is magnetic induction. So the right answer is basically option number 1, which is magnetic domains. They behave like an atomic magnet and that are called magnetic domains. Question number 43. What is the atomic number of tungsten? Option are 64, 74, 84 and 94. So the right answer is basically option number second, which is 74. 74 is the basically atomic number of tungsten. Question number 44. Which of the following cells are involved in phagocytosis? Phagocytosis basically killing of the dead cells. So which cells are involved in this? Option 1 is reticular cells, option second is mast cells, option third is histocytes, option 4 is plasma cells. So this question comes from the physiology. You can check out the anatomy and physio playlist for the detailed video regarding this. So the right answer is basically option number 3, histocytes, basically the phagocytes in nature. Question number 45. Characteristic curve is the curve which plots against. So what characteristic pulse basically? Option number is 1 is exposure and density, option number second is exposure and sharpness, option number 3 is exposure and resolution, option number 4 is exposure and fog. When you face this type of question in your examination, and when you have no idea about that question, you must go through the options where you can check out the one term and the second term which is similar to each other, and when you plot the graph, one term is increasing and the second term is decreasing, or you can say both are increasing or decreasing. So you can check out the comparison also. So now you can see the right answer is basically option number 1, basically exposure and density. Number 46. During radiological procedure, if the hands of a radiation worker has to be near the primary beam, the dose to the hands of the technologist may be determined through the use of. Means if any radiation worker has exposed from the primary beam to the hand, then what basically determine the dose of that part of the body? The options are: option 1 is primary personal monitor worn at collar level, option 2 QT pie, option 3 is pocket ionizing chamber attached to the wrist watch of the radiation worker, and option 4 is TLD ring badge worn on the hand of the radiation worker. So as you know that if exposed from the hands, then the best method is to measure from the TLD badge. So the right answer is basically option number 4, means TLD ring badge worn on the hand of the radiation worker. If you want to in detail about the TLD, you can watch my video TLD badge and watch from the Red Tech official videos in English basically. Question number 47. What carry deoxygenated blood towards the heart? So it basically indicating that question that what type of oxygen to go towards the heart basically. Options are arteries, option 2 is veins, option 3 is arterioles, option 4 is venules. So I have discussed about the arteries and arterioles. You can, if you want to in detail, you can watch the same playlist also. So the blood in the body have two, one is oxygenated and another is deoxygenated. So you can easily remember the artery or veins by seeing that method, that what carries towards the heart is called veins and what carry from the heart is called basically arteries. So in this question the examiner asked that what vessel carry deoxygenated blood towards the heart. So basically deoxygenated blood runs in the veins. So the right answer is basically option number 2, which is veins. Question number 48. Which of the following joint resemble the hinge of a door, which enable with only flexion and extension movement? So basically which joint resemble hinge of a door? So and only two movement are possible in this flexion or extension. So options are option 1 plane joint, option 2 is hinge joint, option 3 is pivot joint, and option 4 is condylar joint. So the right answer is basically option number 3, which is pivot joint. Pivot joint basically gives two movement only, flexion and extension. Question number 49. Which of the following is a method that can be used to answer patient questions about the amount of radiation received from a radiological procedure? So by which method you can answer the patient question if anybody asking that how much radiation I received in this radiological procedure? So how you answer that question to the patient? So option 1 is ALARA, option 2 is BERT, option 3 is BRET, and option 4 is EPA. So ALARA basically comes in the principle that related to the minimal dose to the patient. So you can't tell about the dose from that one. So right answer is option number 2, which is BERT, means background equivalent radiation time, which is basically easily to convey the radiation dose to the patient. Question number 50. Imaginary plane passing through the body at a right angle to the median plane divided it into anterior and posterior portion is called. So what imaginary line which is right angle to the medial plane? Right angle means which is perpendicular to the median plane, or you can say mid sagittal plane. And then examiner saying that imaginary line divide body into two parts, anterior or posterior portion. So what imaginary line basically part body in two portions? What is one is anterior and another is posterior. So options are median plane, second is sagittal plane, option third is coronal plane, and option 4 is horizontal plane. As I have discussed in the previous questions also, if you have watched that video, that what imaginary lines that divided into ups and down, which is called horizontal plane, and what imaginary line that divided body into right and left, which is basically sagittal plane. And in this question asking that that imaginary line divides person from anterior to portion. So right answer is basically coronal plane. Coronal plane basically divides body into two parts, anterior or posterior. Question number 51. Which option best define residual space charge? Residuals means vacant space charge. So option 1 is it occur when filament of an X-ray tube is heated. Option second is switches used to initiate and stop an exposure. Option third is almost all the electrons to be pulled away from the filament the instant they are emitted. And option 4 is intensity of the beam depends on the angle at which the X-ray is emitted from the focal spot. So what is basically a residual space charge? So in this given option, if you go one by one, option number 1, it occur when filament of the X-ray beam is heated. So it is not an correct option, and not even second or fourth. So the right answer is basically option number 3rd, which is the right answer, when all of the electrons is pulled away from the filament that time which they are emitted. So right answer is option number 3. Question number 52. The gland which are ductless and pour their secretion directly into the bloodstream are called. So what glands basically pour their secretion directly into the bloodstream, that we have to tell in this question. So option 1 is endocrine gland, option second is exocrine glands, option third is holocrine glands, and option 4 is apocrine glands. So we will discuss in detail in the basically endocrine or exocrine gland chapter in upcoming videos. So in this you can see the right answer is basically option number 1, which is endocrine glands. Question number 53. The smallest particle of an element is n. So we have to tell about the smallest particle of an element and the smallest particle of compound. So when we see the compound, in the compound scenario, the molecules make and compound. So now you go to the options. Option 1 is molecule and atom, option second is atom or molecule, option third is particle or electron, option 4 is electron or particle. So smallest particle of an element is an atom, and smallest particle of compound is molecule. So the right answer is option number 2, which is atom or molecule. Question number 54. ARRT is an acronym for, means you have to tell about the full form of the ARRT. ARRT is basically, I have discussed in the previous video, or you can say in my uploaded video. You can watch the ARRT in detail if you want to go in deep about the ARRT. In this question we have to only tell about the full form. So option 1 is as low n reasonable achievable, option 2 is as low as reasonable achievable, option 3 is as low as reasonable achievable, option 4 is as low as reason achievable. So it is in this option, these are the tricky options given by the examiner. You can easily confused if you don't remember the exact full form of the ARRT. So the right answer is basically option number 3, means as low as reasonable achievable. In this principle, the minimal dose to the patient to be given by the radiation worker, it is basically the main principle of the ARRT, to give minimal dose to the patient. That reduces the basically radiation dose to the patient and the radiation worker also. Question number 55. What is the direct exposure film system, also known as? So what basically the name of the direct film system? Basically option are computed radiography, option second is non-screen film system, option third is digital radiography, option 4 is screen film system. So the right answer is basically option number second, which is non-screen film system is basically known as direct exposure film system. Question number 56. Choose the best option for a paramagnetic material. So in the MRI section I have discussed about all the these basic details of MRI. You can watch the video to clarify their your basics of MRI, because in this whole question paper I have seen that in the MRI section the all basic question are discussed or you can asked by the examiner. No such higher question has been asked, so you just have to go through about the basics of the MRI by going my playlist section MRI. You easily answer these questions very smartly or very cleverly. Option 1 is gadolinium, option second is iron, option third is nickel, and option 4 is cobalt. So the right answer is basically option number 1, which is gadolinium. Gadolinium is basically a paramagnetic material which is used as a contrast in the MRI test. Question number 57. The developer which is used in the development stage. So what material is used in the developer? So options are: option 1 is sodium hydroxide, option second is potassium bromide, option third is sodium sulfite, and option 4 is hydroquinone. So we will discuss in the darkroom section about these. So now the right answer is basically, as you know, that option number 4 is right answer. Hydroquinone is the right answer. Hydroquinone used as a developer in the development stage. Question number 58. Air gap technique maintains the gap between which two things? So in the air gap technique, which two things matters a lot, or you can say which two things are discussed? So options are image receptor and the patient, option second is cassette and the X-ray tube, option third is X-ray tube and patient, and option 4 is table and X-ray tube. You can guess the question by pausing the video and answer the question. Now the answer is basically option number 1, which is image receptor and the patient. You can reduce the air between image receptor and the patient, which is basically air gap technique. Question number 59. What are the atoms composed of nuclei with same number of protons but different number of neutrons, which is called? So we have to tell about the what element, or you can say compound, having same number of protons but having different number of neutrons. Same number of protons, it means having same number of electrons and having same atomic number but different basically mass number. So options are option 1 is ions, option second is atomic number, option third is mass number, and option 4 is isotopes. So the right answer is basically option number 4, means isotopes. Isotopes having same number of protons but having different number of neutrons. Question number 60. Which of the following was used as first measure of exposure for ionizing radiation? So what was the first measure of exposure for the ionizing radiation? Option 1 is sievert, option second is red, option third is skin erythema, and option 4 is Roentgen. So which was the first to measure exposure? So right answer is basically option number third, which is skin erythema, which is the right answer of this question. Question number 61. Due to anode Hill effect of the X-ray tube, the thicker part to be radiographed should be faced to of the X-ray tube. So in the anode Hill effect, you know that the one part is thicker and one part is thinner. So we have to tell about that which part is thicker to the X-ray tube and which part is thinner to the X-ray tube. So options are: option 1 is cathode side, option 2 is anode side, option 3 is between anode and cathode sides, and option 4 is central axis. As you know that in the Hill effect, the intensity of the X-ray beam is not same around the radiograph. So the right answer is basically option number 1, which is cathode side. Cathode side basically the thinner or thicker basically part of the radiograph you should put to not face any basically contrast difference of the body part. If you go question number 62, SI unit of energy is. So what basically the SI unit of energy is? This is very basic question. I hope you all answer that. Options are: option 1 is joule, option 2 is joule per second, option 3 is Newton, and option 4 is Roentgen. So the right answer is basically option number 1, which is joule. Joule is the SI unit of energy. Option 3 is question number 63. Electric motor is a device that convert, means electric motor a device that convert what type of energy to another energy. So option are: option 1 is electric energy to mechanical energy, option 2 is mechanical energy to electrical energy, option 3 is magnetic field to electric energy, option 4 is electric energy to magnetic field. So by pausing that video you can answer this question in 5 seconds. So the right answer is basically option number 1, which is electric energy to mechanical energy, because you can guessing by the name electric motor, which is basically related to mechanical energy. Question number 64. The cassette back is lined with lead is to avoid the. So the cassette which is lined by the lead to avoid which of the following options. So option 1 is entering the light, option 2 is leakage radiation, option 3 is leakage of light from intensifying screen, and option 4 is backscattering of radiation. So the cassette is lined by the lead due to avoid the backscattering basically. So the right answer is basically option number 4, which is backscattering of radiation. Question number 65. Which of the following chemical function as the sensing material in a thermoluminescent dosimeter? So what basically the sensing material in TLD? You can watch, if you go in detail about the TLD, you can watch my video in the Red Tech official English section. You can watch in details if you go want to in detail about that TLD. So option are: option 1 is sodium iodide, option 2 is lithium fluoride, option 3 is calcium tungstate, option 4 is barium sulfate. So the right answer is basically option number 3, which is calcium tungstate. Calcium tungstate act as a sensing material in TLD. Question number 66. What is the movement of the body part away from the main axis of the body or away from the mid-sagittal plane in a lateral direction? So you have to tell about the movement of the body that keeps our body parts away from the body, or you can say mid-sagittal plane in a lateral direction. So what is that movement basically? Option are: option 1 is abduction, option 2 is adduction, option 3 is extension, and option 4 is rotation. So I have discussed in detail about the movement. You can watch that video also. that name suggesting that adduction means add something, means to keep pull body towards to the midpoint of the body, or you can say mid sagittal plane, and abduction means to subtract, or you can say to keep away from the mid sagittal plane. So here the right answer is option number 1, which is abduction. Question number 67. The intensity of the X-ray is directly proportional to the product of the what and what. So you have to tell about the intensity of the X-ray, which is directly proportional to product of what and what. So options are quality and mass. Option second is tube current and exposure time. Option third is quality or tube current. Option 4 is quality or exposure time. So the right answer is basically option number second, which is the right answer. Directly proportional means when one thing is increasing, the another thing also increasing. So here the right answer is option number second, tube current and exposure time. When you increase the tube current, it increase also the X-ray intensity itself. Question number 68. The force of attraction or repulsion between two magnetic poles varies directly as the what of the poles and what between them. So option are heat and strength. Option second is heat and distance. Option third is strength and distance, and option 4 is strength on breaking. So the right answer is basically strength is basically force of attraction or repulsion between two poles, and distance between them. So right answer is option number third, strength and distance. Question number 69. Protective housing around the X-ray tube containing oil that serve as both dash and against electric shock and as dash dissipate heat. So in the X-ray tube housing, the oil we used, the oil submerged the X-ray tube in the oil that basically protect it from the electric shock and help to dissipate heat. So we have to tell about the two keywords in between them. So option 1 is insulator or thermal cushion. Option second is thermal cushion or insulator. Option third is conductor and vaporization. Option 4 is vaporization or conductor. In this question, examiner is very clever that ask the question, and you may confuse in the options by selecting the correct word in basically one manner, basically one when the one word is used and another is used. So here the answer is when X-ray tube housing contain oil that serve as an insulator, means it provide insulation that helps to against protect from electric shock, and it also act as a thermal cushion to dissipate heat. So here the right answer is option number 1, which is insulator or thermal cushion. Question number 70. During interaction, the electron from an outer shell fills the hole in the inner shell, hence form radiation is known as. So when during interaction electrons comes from the outer shell fills the inner shell, that resulting and forming the radiation, that what type of radiation produce. So options are pair production. Option second is Compton interaction. Option third is coherent. Option 4 is characteristic radiation. By pausing this video, you can answer the question. I hope you have done your answer. So here the right answer is option number 4, which is characteristic radiation. In this you can easily check out this in detail. I have discussed in the basic physics section. Question number 71. Question number 71. Device used to vary resistance is called. So what device used for vary the resistance? Options are ammeter. Option second is voltmeter. Option third is rheostat. Option 4 is capacitor. So ammeter for basically current and voltmeter for volt, and the right answer is basically option number third, which is rheostat. Rheostat device used to vary the resistance. Question number 72. Higher the watt of the target atom, and that dash will be efficiency of the production of X-ray. So in the fill in the blanks you can tell about the efficiency of the production of the X-ray also. This question comes from the X-ray tube. You can check out in detail if you want to.
73. Primary coil has 100 turns and secondary coil has 30,000 turns. If the potential difference across the primary coil is 100 volts, what is the potential difference across the secondary coil according to the transformer law? So what would be the potential difference of the second coil? So as we know that this is comes from the transformer law, which state that number of primary coil upon में number of secondary coil is equal to में voltage of primary upon में voltage of secondary. So if we apply this method on this, then 100 upon में 30,000 basically tons, and the voltage is 100 volt. So the right answer will come out by applying this equation, which is 30,000. So the right answer is basically option number 4, which is 30,000 volts. Question number 74. What is made up of collagen fiber which provides strength and elasticity and hold two bones and prevents their dislocation? So what basically made up of collagen fiber and provides strength? So option are: option 1 synovial membrane, option number 2 synovial joint, option number 3 fibrous capsule, option number 4 synovial fluid. So as you know that the right answer is basically option number 3, which is fibrous capsule. Fibrous capsule basically made up of collagen fiber and which provide strength and elasticity to the two bones and prevent from dislocation. Best example is in the knee joint, where you can see the fibrous capsule around the femur bone. If you want to go in the detail, please check out the anatomy and physiology playlist section, where you can find the starting way, or you can say detailed about the joints, in which you really clear out your topic well. Question number 75. Choose the appropriate example of superconducting material. Now this comes from the MRI section. In the whole paper I have seen that in the MRI section all question comes from the basic theory. So I have covered the all basic theory in my playlist section. Now you can check out the MRI playlist section, where I covered around 50 topics in the basically 50 video, where you can easily correlate, or you can say clarify all the MRI theory, and you can easily answer the MRI section very well in your upcoming exam also. So option number 1 is rubber, option number 2 is glass, option number 3 is silicon, and option number 4 is titanium. So as we know that superconducting material which is titanium and niobium. So here right answer is basically option number 4, which is titanium. So these are the questions which came in the MP Group 5 2017. I hope you clear out all the points. So that's all for this video. Do subscribe if you like, and thanks for watching.